After looking at myself in the mirror and not being happy with how I look and dealing with a toxic relationship that destroyed me mentally, going to the gym is honestly what helped me in a physical and mental state more than anything I've done. I know people may have different reasons or similar ones, but what's your reasoning for going to the gym and continuing? I wasn't expecting this post to get as popular as it did, but I've been reading a majority of the replies people have been making. It's crazy what different reasons you can hear or read that bring everyone together within a single area, which is the gym. I wish nothing but the best for everyone in what they go through and, most importantly, that the progress, whether it be physical or mental, gets better and better. Story 1. Initially, I was looking at the mirror and hating myself. I was pretty fat and didn't feel any kind of confidence. Now that I'm a full-on lifter, it's a desire to keep breaking my personal record designed with me being confident in things like the way I look as well as my physical ability. Story 2. A girl I was head over heels in love with broke up with me, 31 years old. I drank for a week or two straight, cried, and screamed at the universe. Then at one point, I remembered my grandpa who was a severe alcoholic and was drinking every day for 60 years. A realization came over that I do not want to end up like him. I packed my bag the next day and went to the gym. 9 months have passed, and I'm down 50 pounds and have 13% body fat. The goal is to get to 10 to 11%. I already look ripped. I still think of that girl every day. When I get sad, I just pack my bag and go to the gym. It's the place where I don't think about stuff. A place where I can escape everything and everyone for a few hours. It helps a lot. February hasn't been kind to me mentally, and it shows when I look at the gym visit statistics in the app. In the last 21 days, I've been to the gym 19 times. It's pretty funny. The worse I feel, the better I look. Edit. I came home and it turns out this blew up. So much support from you guys. Thank you. It means a lot. Really. Story 3. That cold feeling on your stomach when you're sitting at a desk all day reminds you that your stomach has grown so much it's drooping over your jeans and touching your belt buckle. No, fam. Story 4. It was different things over the course of my life. In my early teens, it was fictional characters who were depicted working out or training as something completely separate from participating in sports, although it was usually still attached to some sort of fighting or hero fantasy. Growing up as one of the nerdy or dorky kids, I always saw working out as something the other guys did. It was something done as sports training, and only the big, dumb guys were into it. Simply being shown that it could be interesting or even fun to engage in strength training without sports attached was helpful. Of course, it didn't take long to develop an appreciation for the aesthetic changes that exercise brings about. I came to be like Goku, and I stayed because girls started looking at me on occasion. Later in life, when I'd fallen out of those better habits, it was the occasional wake-up call of pants no longer fitting or the inability to pick something up that I'd been able to lift a few years prior. And now, as I get older, it's the realization that it's largely downhill from here unless I get my act together and keep it together. Yeah, looking nice is great, but have you ever moved furniture without needing someone else's help? Being able to fall and not suffer injury, or even prevent the fall entirely, is something I'm starting to value that I never even thought about as a kid. At any stage in life, there are so many reasons to put in the effort to be more fit. As Ricky Gervais said, it's never too late, but do it now. Story 5. At first, it was that pang of insecurity and desire for self-improvement when you are newly single. Then, most importantly, a desire to be healthy, feel mentally and physically stronger, and achieve personal bests for that sense of measured achievement. It just convinces your subconscious that you have got this. Story 6. I realized that women are equally shallow as men, and I wanted more physical intimacy, so I started working out. It had nothing to do with wanting to feel better in any way. Plain and simple, intimacy was on my mind. Story 7. I am quite an overweight man, weighing 128.6 kilograms at 23 years old. The girl I had a crush on led a healthy life, and we spoke a lot about it. I started applying some of the things she suggested. I also wanted to lose weight so that she would find me attractive. Long story short, things didn't work out between us. We are no longer talking, but I am still applying her tips to my everyday life and go to the gym at least 3 times a week. I am loving it. I was sad that she rejected me, but I am grateful to her for pushing me into a healthier lifestyle. Story 8. Some guy, with whom my relationship was limited to discussing sports and YouTube videos, called me a 4 to some of our friends, and I found out in passing. I'm not overweight or anything. I weigh 112 pounds. However, self-improvement is always a good thing, especially as revenge. Story 9. When I was younger, I was amazed by strong men in real life and superhuman strength in fiction. So I aspired to get as strong physically as I could. I was almost obsessed with being physically powerful and didn't care about my looks much since I was already the fat kid. So after high school for a few years, I lifted hard and got strong, but I ate poorly and my body suffered for it. After a trip to Mount Fuji in 2018, I had a realization, after struggling up and down the mountain, of just how much hardship my body has put up with and carried me through despite my mental well-being always wavering. If I got depressed, my body always carried me through it. If I was sad and wanted to drown my sorrows in cookies and cakes, my body took the punishment. All the while, I was still lifting heavy. I realized that I needed to be better, and so I started to gradually eat better over time. Then the final incentive for change happened last November when I caught feelings for someone. I thought to myself, this beautiful girl doesn't deserve to be with a fat dude. She needs to be with a hot guy. So I cut back significantly on my eating and started running every single day. I went to the gym 30 minutes, 5 times a week, at the end of every lifting session. I've been getting more and more compliments on my physique. My strength goals are still being reached. I feel better. And I'm down from 300 pounds when I had my wake-up call on Mount Fuji to 200 pounds currently. The biggest thing is you need to stay the course. You might slip up and miss a day. That's fine. Stay the course and keep your schedule from then on. You might overeat one day. That's okay. Stay the course and eat properly the next day. Forgive yourself for the mistakes you made in the past and for any slip-ups you have in your journey, and allow yourself to get back up and continue instead of beating yourself down and falling off the wagon. It takes time for any changes to your body, good or bad, so you have to stay the course if you want to reach any goals with it. Be it either a childhood-born obsession or a romantically driven desire, you have to be ready to work for it. Too long. Didn't read Obsessed with Superhuman Strength as a kid. Realized I wasn't eating right and started to change that as an adult. Recently started doing cardio to quickly lose fat and impress a love interest. Stay the course. Story 10. Doing cardio exclusively just made me lose weight. My upper arms looked skinnier than my forearms at one point, which was not really a great look. So, I started incorporating more strength training for variation. Story 11. Was driving and my moob jiggled longer than I was comfortable with over a bump. From 310 to 190 at my most lean. I'm currently reigniting my love with it again. Story 12. Honestly, people have bullied me all my life for being underweight. At 6 feet tall and weighing 58 kilograms, I had nothing on me. So I hit the gym, and a year later I weigh 70 kilograms. I'm still slim, but it's better than being drastically underweight. Story 13. Dated a girl for 1 year. Thought she was the one. Wanted her to move in with me and spend the rest of my life with her. When the time came for a serious talk, she inadvertently made it clear I was just a pastime and didn't share the same feelings. She used to post on Instagram a lot for me, as I don't use much social media outside of a way to message people. And I always thought she didn't include me in pictures because she knew my aversion to having an online presence. Turns out, she was just embarrassed by the way I looked. I had a stomach, and it only got worse because she kept wanting to eat out at fancy places, and I'd oblige. I was more of a sugar daddy than a boyfriend. Hit the gym after wallowing for a few months. It's been 3 months. I'm halfway to my goal weight and look like I'm 3/4 of the way there. The coaches, all beautiful people, it's like an Abercrombie advertisement, keep telling me how amazing I look now and I'm the talk of the gym. She hasn't seen me and I don't care. Started as a revenge body, but now it's about me. I enjoy the progress, I enjoy the attention. I know that I'm the full package and any woman would be lucky to have me without having to compromise on anything. Something she did her best to make sure I forgot. She had me convinced I was lucky to have her, when in reality, it's the other way around. The couple who introduced us basically said, "We love her, but you're too good for her." They still haven't seen my awesome new self either. Shout out to the coaches at the studio who really pushed me and motivated me to push through. Story 14. I have not gone yet, but the girl I have a big crush on goes to the gym and sends me Snapchats every day. So she is currently my inspiration to get in better shape. Story 15. I didn't hate my body or have a mental breakdown. There was a guy in my class, we never got on well with each other. One day, he started going to the gym, so I, being a stupid teenager, said, I bet I can beat you at that too. I haven't seen him in the last 2 years. I hope he is doing well. Thanks, dude. Story 16. After saying I was going to work on my body and fitness for a while but not acting on it, I was watching a show where the main character went through a big training transformation arc and worked really hard, and it just kind of clicked in my head that that's what I need to do. Story 17. What started it? I was weak, I knew it. I tried to bench 135 pounds one time when I was messing around with friends, and I couldn't lift the bar. Then I decided I needed to really try to get a girlfriend, and losing weight and gaining muscle would help. It did, but it helped my confidence more than anything else. Knowing you look good? It really creates confidence and helps with talking with women, in my opinion. Story 18. I started going to the gym in high school because it was part of our physical education class. The school took anyone enrolled to the local Young Men's Christian Association once a week. I took advantage of it because I was a fat kid. When I was in university, I took advantage of the campus facilities because I had gotten in the habit of going. After university, I started paying for a membership because I liked not being fat. Story 19. When I was 12, my dad didn't really respect me nor see me as a man. It was the same with my classmates. Therefore, I thought that gaining some weight would probably provide me with the respect I deserved. Since I was 12, gaining mass was impossible, but I managed to at least look fit. My dad still doesn't respect me. However, my classmates back then started to treat me with the decency and respect I deserved. It helped me to grow more confident. Story 20. I lost 40 kilograms after weighing about 97 kilograms. I'm 5 feet 7 inches. I pushed my body to almost its breaking point, losing it in 8 months, and I'm proud of achieving that. I completely changed my life, but I started to go down the rabbit hole, and I kept wanting to lose more. It was at this point that everyone was getting concerned for me, saying I looked like a twig, but I didn't see what they were seeing. I thought I looked fine. Everyone started saying I needed to go to the gym, but I kept putting them off. The truth was, when I was overweight, I was against gyms because I thought only obnoxious people went to the gym, and only those who wanted to become bulk masses of muscle. Also, at the time, I was scared to go. But one day in May 2018, I worked up the courage to walk into one of the local gyms and signed up, after seeing that maybe everyone was right about how I looked. I haven't looked back since. I go to the gym 5 days a week now, have put on muscle, and I love every minute of it. It's one of the best decisions I've made. I can't believe that I used to have that opinion of gyms. I really feel like an idiot for having that opinion. If only past me knew it wasn't like that at all. Story 21. 2 bad knee injuries. Started with physiotherapy, got hooked, and have been going ever since. The benefits are that I can still compete athletically with healthy people and I feel pretty good overall. If I do not go, the knee pain comes back, so that is always a gentle reminder that I have not trained enough lately. Story 22. The big old depression. My mind tends to wander off and think about problems or issues, most of which may be mundane, but nonetheless they cause me to get down. I find that working out and training not only help me work towards my goals in various aspects of life, but also help me to be in a generally happy mental state. Story 23. I ended up putting on a lot of weight due to antipsychotic medication, which made me feel unhappy with the way I looked and completely demolished my self-esteem. People treated me differently when I ballooned up in size, and not in a good way either. But I expected this, as people tend to make all sorts of assumptions based on your appearance. So I joined the gym, changed my diet, and lost it all. And I've never felt better. The stretch marks serve as a reminder of a battle well fought. Story 24. Basically, I came to the conclusion that I waste most of my time. But in order to stop wasting time with unnecessary things, you have to have something else to do. I decided that going to the gym was always a good investment of my time. Story 25. I am not a man, hopefully that's cool. But I had gained 50 pounds since high school, was a smoker, and was still regularly getting blackout drunk. It shouldn't hurt to bend over and tie your shoes when you're 22 years old. I decided it was time for things to change. Story 26. It's more of a mental health thing for me. I didn't want to feel weak anymore, and so my gym journey began. It's been slightly over a month since I joined, and I feel a lot better, both physically and mentally. Lifting in the gym brings physical benefits too. Even though that's not my goal, it's a bonus. Story 27. The ladies at work told me I need a sports bra for my man boobs. After that joke, I've hit the gym and haven't stopped going. Older Hispanic ladies are savage. Story 28. To be healthier and be around for longer for my family, I only started frequenting the gym seriously at around 30. So, I don't expect to get muscular now, but maybe I can shed a couple of kilos. Story 29. I'm self-conscious about my body. I was a thin person growing up and was constantly called scrawny, and was told I needed to eat more. As I got older, my shoulders started to broaden, but my arms were still skinny, and my hands are huge, so I'm disproportionate. Like someone sewed together the body parts of a bunch of gym teachers. The comments about me being too skinny stopped, but the self-consciousness didn't go away. I started going to the gym and taking jiu-jitsu to stay in shape and balance myself out. But even then I get comments like, dude, you're young, black, and athletic, you don't need to stay in shape. I stick with it because I love it and I get to test my limits.